those individuals. I'm just a mess.
But Bobby did make
That's not the kind of thing I had in school.
still looking.
I don't know. That's one of them.
Mm.
In my age, I was look.
Oh.
So
Well, they have a.
I'm gonna
They
send
have
another email.
I couldn't spell the other way. No?
And it's not quickly, it's like this.
well, I'm sure it's not.
So I'll see them today. There was 4. Minute after.
I know. I was taking care of board business.
Reduction in your pay.
Alrighty. Welcome to the Newport Board of Education regular meeting. May I have a roll call, please?
Ramona Malone.
Here.
Tim Curl.
Here.
Sylvia Covington.
Here.
Ed Davis.
Here.
Bobby Stedman.
Here.
All right, if you all would join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now we'll have a moment of reflection. We want to continue to keep our thoughts, good thoughts towards the Beal family and the loss of our former high school student, Nico Beal. Righty. First on our agenda is
I think they was thinking it's still at 6:30. I know Don would have been here,
right.
and Lisa would have been here, so that's it.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and start with the presentation.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
All right.
so first she's not here tonight, but Donna Shu, I did want to say a couple words about her, and then Alex and Nikki as well. So Donna's the secretary. I worked with her at Newport Middle School for many, many years. Donna's super sweet, hardworking, wants very attention to detail, just did a phenomenal job. And then, when it came to Newport Intermediate, she continued working there as well. But I just have a ton of respect for her sister that worked in her district for so long. So I did want to say a few words about her.
okay.
Alex, is there anything that you wanted to add?
Dawn lived at Newport schools for 29 years, and she's a well-known face, and everyone loves her, and she can pretty much do anything for anyone. You're definitely going to feel the loss of not having her in the building, that she just literally hard. So she's wonderful, and we celebrate her at the end of the year. She had a retirement party, and we celebrated her and all the work she's done. And so we're going to she's just a pillar of the community.
I agree. She's like a fixture. And so it's going to be different to go into that school and not see her at that desk, because 29 years, my kids, I went through 3 kids with Don at that. So, yeah, she will be missed. But retirement's great. Yeah.
Yep. So the other groups that they're not here as well. So we had Donovan, Mario, Leah, and Abigail Wright. We're going to recognize both of them tonight, being our student board members. Abigail, 2 years ago, then Donovan was this year, but, we just had something small to give them, so we'll make sure we give them their plaques.
Okay.
When we see them next, but I mean, Abigail, as far as I know, is doing really well at NKU right now, she's in the education program. Donovan obviously has a very bright future, so just being student leaders, they represented, the student body really well.
Right,
I know
and
they were great to the board as well.
And I was in communication with Donovan and Abigail, but I wasn't really sure if Donovan knew about the change in time, so I'm not really sure what that communication was. But Abigail was actually, she dances, and so now she's actually judging dance competitions. So that's where she is tonight. There's a dance competition, and she's one of the judges. So I thought that was pretty exciting because oftentimes she was not able to make board meetings because of dance competitions. So she's done well. Well, now she's a judge. So I thought that was pretty exciting. So, yeah.
And then the other track and field participants, with Cheryl Winchester, I'm wondering if it's a time change.
Yeah.
That messed things up, so we may get some visitors that come in here in a little bit, which is totally acceptable, we have our awards for them. But one thing I did want to say about Cheryl very quickly, Cheryl came to me last fall and basically said that I would like to do cross-country. I would like to volunteer, do it without being paid, just because I think it's good for our kids. And so Cheryl, and she had an assistant as well, that coached and organized a cross-country team, and she did it just because she cared. And so I wanted to kind of give her a shout out here as well, so I thought that was pretty special.
Yes.
That's a big deal. And then Zach Recton is here. He is going to give an update on summer school, how things are going. Yeah. Thank you guys for coming. Sure.
Okay, we're gonna play a little slideshow while I talk about our summer program. Thanks for inviting me to discuss summer. I want to start off by saying, or making it abundantly clear, I am just a messenger. I speak on behalf of our 3 site coordinators who actually do the work. They do amazing work, and I get to take credit by standing up here, but I really put it all on them. All of our success, goes to them. Tori Watkins at the high school, Aubrey New at the intermediate, and Vanessa Tafoya at the primary. And it's a little bit more impressive to me because Tori is actively working on finishing her bachelor's degree. Aubrey is going to finish her bachelor's degree on Friday, and Vanessa's only been on the job for 2 months. So they've jumped in and done a phenomenal job. This summer we've served 167 students, 63 at the high school. 37 of those are credit recovery, 9 middle school, and 17 drama students. 45 at the intermediate, and 59 students at the primary. Our summer school curriculum has been through Scholastic, which is a lit camp and a math camp bundle thing, and it's been really great. The teachers love it, the kids love it. And it's kind of a departure from what they normally do during the school year, so they really enjoyed it. A lot of the highlights for the summer, the primary visited the fire department. The intermediate went out to the Environmental Education Center at Ada Jolly. We went to the Extension Office in Highland Heights. They worked on our outdoor garden space, on planting, and they plan to, cucumbers, tomatoes, eggplants that they plan to grow and then harvest later. Our high school went to NKU to solve a crime scene at the College of Criminal Justice.
Oh, wonderful.
And then went to the library to do a scavenger hunt and tour their new team. The high school also weekly got a visit from a local mental health nonprofit called 1 in 5, where they worked on social emotional learning and some coping skills, because we all have anxiety, myself included right now. So it was good for them to work through some of those things and learn some coping skills on how to manage their emotions. Another thing in the high school is tomorrow, 6 p.m., everybody's invited to the summer drama show. They're doing bedtime stories as told by our dad who messed them up. And that starts at 6. Should be fun. There's 17 kids that do the summer drama program. Good kids. Should be a lot of fun. So everybody come out and support them. That's the gist of it. It's been a really great summer. It's my 3rd summer here, and I keep telling everybody, knock on all the wood I can because it's really been a productive and fun experience. It's gone by quick, but it's been good.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
167, that's a good number for some.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids, a lot of fun. These are some more of the pictures, active learning. One of the enrichments they did an indoor campfire experience for some kids at the fire department. We got to visit and climb through a fire truck, which is pretty cool. That's a lot bigger.
Very cool.
So I had a really good time this summer. The primary, they did Lego boards. They would do positive messages on Lego boards. Worked on kindness and just teamwork, creativity. So a lot of good stuff.
Good, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Report.
I'd like to say something back.
Mhm.
I think this is your niche. Work with Zach at the Boys and Girls Club. He has a heart for kids, and anything he does with kids is going to be top of the line. So kind, gentle, loving, and I'm glad we have you here, and you just continue to love our kids and meet them where they're at, and you go spoil them if you want to.
I kind of started my career here at the Boys and Girls Club right out of college,
Yeah.
and I'm really excited to be back here in this role for 2.5, going on 3 years, and we'll talk about it. I'm excited to be taking on the athletic director role as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to I was joking. My wife says I need a hobby, so I got a hobby. And we're also going to be empty nesters, so I've got the time, and I'm really excited to pour into it and really make it a good program and stabilize things for a while. All about student accountability, making sure we're keeping our grades up, and then because we keep our grades up, we can get on the board. So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's good news. Okay. Well, we were going to do a 5-minute break, but since none of our guests here, I think we'll just move on with the meeting. Is that okay? Any comments from the audience? All right. Next on our agenda is our board minutes. Let's see. We have 3 sets. Everybody have an opportunity to review all the minutes?
Yes.
All right, any corrections? If not, I need a motion to approve the minutes of May 27th, June 3rd, and June 10th.
So moved.
It's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next is our treasurer's report. Mrs. Snap? No?
No, I
I'm
think
good.
you're doing a great job.
Yeah, thank you for being available.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I always like to let people know that we are trained to get this information before the meeting so that you all are not here all night. So.
Yeah, we call and ask questions if we
call
have
and ask-
questions about things.
And that is
yeah.
actually the training we give the Kentucky School Board Association, do the pre-work. And so we spend our weekends and evenings and mornings looking at all these documents. And I think it's important that we do that. So thank you for all of you being available when we have questions and questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think it's important that we make informed decisions as board members, and you all are the ones with the information, so thank you. All righty. Let's see, I need a motion to approve the bank reconciliation statement filed for audit and pay the bills.
So moved.
Second?
Okay. Did you get that? Very good. All in favor?
Aye.
All righty.
And I didn't have to bother you Sunday.
Any more questions regarding the documents that she attached for information only?
No.
No.
Right. Student support and student learning and support services. Yes, I'm sorry. Blair.
All right, good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. I want to provide a quick briefing on the new business items that are on the agenda tonight. Really talking about how these partnerships impact our students, but then also the bottom line. So starting with student health, we are renewing our partnership with HealthPoint Family Care, which provided medical care and vaccines to over 420 students last year at a minimum cost to the district. Alongside physical health, we're also updating our mental health MOUs. So there's 4 mental health MOUs under new business. Last year, these providers treated 163 of our students. For the upcoming school year, we're streamlining those partnerships to ensure better continuity of care as students transition between buildings, whether it be the primary and intermediate. And again, this is a very minimum cost to the district, really zero cost to the district. Building on that commitment to student well-being, our next item under new business is the 1 in 5 partnership. So this program provides the data-driven mental health literacy and suicide prevention curriculum that keeps us fully compliant with the state law for student lessons, but also staff training, and there's not a cost for the 1 in 5 MOU for the services that they provide to Newport High School. Shifting the focus to grants and programming, the Partners in Change Agreement brings in just over $34,000 to help fund some after-school and family engagement programs at the primary and intermediate. It's about $17,000 for each building. This is a quarterly reimbursement model. And also, we're continuing our support of Brighton Center's 34-week youth leadership development program for grades 5 through 12. And that's a small investment of $3,000. Finally, turning to the administrative and budgetary items or adjustments. There's 2 change orders from the new business, but we're actually getting a credit of about $5,000 back. So construction projects. And then also under new business, I'm requesting a head and assistant coach for cross country. As I mentioned before, the previous coach volunteered because they care passionately about just getting the program up and running for kids. And so I did talk to Kim Snap, Director of Finance. She's confirmed that our existing athletic budget can handle or absorb those salaries. Those are the updates I have on the new business.
Thank you. And we appreciate all the time you take to meet with each board member to go over the details and the attachments. So that's another bonus. That meet with us and make sure we understand. And we have an opportunity. And our board attorney is always looking at all of our contracts because the board chair won't sign anything, and the board won't approve anything legal without our board attorney's approval. So we make sure we cover all the bases. So thank you, Mr. Boca, for that. Because sometimes people do put language in contracts that as a school we cannot agree to, so.
Well, and just for reference, because it's going to be on your July 8th meeting, we had that very issue come up. It's a provider that's national. They had indemnification language. Matt, how many emails have you and I been on?
10+.
It's been extensive. Spoke to the person today. I think we've got it figured out using language that UK uses. You know, they're like, well, it doesn't apply, it doesn't apply. And it's like, well, front page story, Lexington Herald Leader, the case against the retirement system, they allowed that language. So Matt and I both had to say, just because you don't think it'll ever happen, our board chair will not sign something, and nor are he and I going to say it's okay to do, even
That's
though
right.
it's not. So what you'll have at your work session, though, will have, trust me, had lots of emails and discussion, and it's fine now as it's going to be.
All right, very good, thank you. All right. Director of Curriculum?
Hello.
Hello.
So I provided in the report, we've really transitioned transitioned into, we've been planning for next year all spring, but this sprint. We've been ordering and finalizing all schedules, and we had a wonderful meeting with principals and Mr. Atkins for a full day. It was very powerful about goal setting for the next year and how to organize our teams and kind of preparing us for the July meeting of how to have organizations that hold each other accountable. Do you have any questions?
Do we have a number of kids per grade that's going to be in the program for next year, gifted talent program?
Do not have it on the top of my head, but we do have a number that is Miss Dr. Hemmerly has that information, so if you would like, I can ask her to send that to you. Do you like that?
Yes.
Okay.
And maybe we can have her come to the July meeting.
She should be back in town.
Right, and maybe provide July regular meeting, and she can do a report and an update on the Gifted and Talented program, because I think that needs to be one of the reports that the board receives, because we get a lot of questions about our Gifted and Talented program in our community, so.
So that's what I was going to say. And parents are excited about it.
Yes.
Having it. And so today I ran to a parent and she's excited. She's got a kid from primary going upstairs and so they're excited. So just kind of wanted to know that it's been a long time coming and a light shining on that program. And we want the light to shine as bright as possible. So, well, thank you.
Yeah.
That's, so thank you for all that you do.
Yeah, Autumn, I just have a question too about our new SRO that we'll be getting here at the intermediate school. What training do they go through because it's a different position than they're coming from. You know, they're coming from being a street officer or something like that. Yeah.
I'm over that.
Okay.
This is coherent.
So with
Oh,
that,
well,
they're required
It's in
training
there.
for the state of Kentucky. The first phase of it is 40 hours. There's 3 different phases that they have to receive on intensive training that is done straight for SROs. The first kind of segment, that first phase, a lot of it is online, and then they will actually have to go report essentially to the academy for SROs, and then they go through the next level and then continue. They also have continuing ed that they have to do throughout their time.
Okay, great, thank you.
Very good, thank you. Now, the WIN Group Framework Development. This is new, correct?
No, they have had WIN blocks. I met with Mr. Wilson to go through student data.
Okay,
Very
I knew there was something
specifically-
different you were doing, okay.
To very specifically identify students who will start the year off needing intensive intervention so they can be correctly placed. So we've met about that, and now it's in his hands to go forward and make sure that it's his framework.
Okay. Care to elaborate on that, Mr. Wilson, what the framework looks like and what your plan is?
Middle school or high school.
Both.
But really what it's going to be is a lot of time where for high school, we really don't have an NPS system in place for the high school. So it's going to be a chance for them to do their intervention work.
Okay.
But also and some SEL time, just some like general checking things with a teacher that's going to be there.
Okay.
So that means we'll have that group, that'll be the testing group, like a homeroom type of setup, but also this intervention time, so that we can start moving them in the direction that we need for the schools. And same thing for the middle school.
Okay,
The
great.
middle school block's already been in place for a couple of years.
Okay.
We're just extending it into the high school.
All right, good. All right, very good. Thank you. Can you just keep us posted on how that's working? All righty, thank you. You have to be intentional, and I like that. We have to do it on purpose. Thank you. All right. Let's see, next. DPP.
I think she's letting everybody in. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured the time change. That's why people didn't show up.
Each of you have received her report as well as my report. Do you have any other questions?
And thank you too.
Oh, no problem.
No, just keep up the good work. I appreciate all the information and all the work you guys are doing. and student support services, making sure that our families have everything they need and our students have everything they need to be successful. That is so important. We appreciate the work you all do behind the scenes. I'm over here late all day, different days, and you and Jennifer are here.
Yes, very much so. We do the best we can, and
Yeah.
ultimately, both of us have always kind of done our work as if it was our child, what would we want for our child, and
Right.
that's how we guide our practice.
And I appreciate that, and I'm sure the families and the board appreciates that commitment as well. Any questions regarding their report? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, before we move, let's see, why don't we go, under old business, why don't we go back to our presentation since our guests are here?
All right, I'm going to start with Donovan. Donovan, you mind standing up for a minute? So Donovan has been our student board member this school year, and he's represented the student body just excellent.
Yes.
About what that word means. He's a phenomenal student, Young Scholars Academy at NKU. I know he had excellent grades there. Was Governor Scholars last summer, right? Which is a very elite program to where you get to go to a college campus for 5 weeks. And then he's attended almost every single meeting. I know he's a part of track, he's a part of baseball, you name it. It's under Donovan's name. So we wanted to publicly recognize him tonight. Give him a round of applause. Went to the Newport City Convention meeting and all very highly. Board want to jump in?
Congratulations.
Next, we'll do the chapter. Come on around. So this student chapter is here as a part of track and field, right? You weren't here when I was bragging on you, but you volunteered to be the cross country coach with another assistant, so I think that's just a compliment for you.
Yes.
Newport for track and field this year. We were able to bring back the indoor season where we had some indoor state qualifying athletes, and we did the outdoor season. So very quickly, I just want to shout out a couple coaches and then go to our athletes. If you've been in Newport at all, or been around the track world, you know Gary Hatfield. He is the legend here. Volunteered for indoor and then was our outdoor assistant. Another person too. Oh, gotcha. I see my mouth's big enough. I don't need a microphone. So two other coaches that volunteered with us this season. They volunteered the whole indoor season and then part of the outdoor season. We have Mr. Andre Anderson, our throwing coach. And I want to add, too, that Coach Hatfield and Coach Andre and myself are proud Newport Wildcat alumni. So, bringing it back. And then another volunteer that we have, and he helped us out with indoor and outdoor. And he's not from Newport, but we will forgive him because he's a Noonchester. And he, in addition to working full-time and going to school full-time and volunteer firefighting, also volunteers for us as our hurdle coach and sprinter coach, helps out with sprinters, and that is Zach Noonchester. All right, I am going to start with the man, the myth, the legend, your current 2026 state champion, Mr. Shakari Speaks.
Shakari came out this year, and oh my goodness, am I surprised that he was only a 7th grader. So how exciting that we get Shakari for all these years. Shakari came out, I don't think he quite knew what he was getting himself in for. He showed up to practice first couple times in jeans. I only say that because after we talked to Shakari, we set some goals and said, look, buddy, we realized how fast he actually was. He's incredibly fast. So, and he can jump and he can throw, and he is a rock star. So as soon as we saw how the potential and how good he could be, we had a conversation with his family and with Shakari and said, listen, we want to set some goals and we want to get you to state. And Shakari met every one of those goals. He is your regional state champion. And he is also your state champion in long jump, along with Zay Sharp. Along with Shakari, the exciting thing with Unified is you get to pick a partner. So when you do a Unified event, coaches go one of two ways. Sometimes they pick the person that runs the fastest, throws the farthest, jumps the farthest. What we try to do at Newport is pick some partners that are going to be good partners for Shakari. They're going to help him learn the sport. They're going to be there to support him. We had 2 partners run with him that are here today. The funny thing about his running partners is they're actually throwers, and it speaks volumes. If you know anything about the track world, you know that the throwers don't like to run. But we needed somebody that was going to work really hard with Shakari and be there for him, and one of those people was Mr. Juan Delgado. Juan and Shakari were partners for the 2x50. They went down to state. This is a highly competitive race. It's the most competitive event in the unified sporting event, and they went down to state, and they finished 9th in the state of Kentucky, which is impressive. Colton is at work, so his 2x200 partner is Mr. Colton Bush, and they went down to state where they made the podium. So Shakari is actually a 3-time state medal winner, along with state champion. And I just want to say one really quick thing. I know he gets so tired of me telling this story, but Colton's not here to embarrass him. So Colton at regionals was running around like crazy with his traditional events. We actually pulled him from his traditional event. He had to run to the starting line to get to his race. When he gets to the race, he's very tired. He hands off the baton last to Shakari. Shakari came back, and he beat every single person in that race. He hawked them down. It was one of the prettiest moments at regionals. And again, nothing to Colton, because Colton was doing his job. We were pulling him all over the place, and he was still there for his partner. But it just speaks volumes to how fast Shakari is. And then Shakari is also he made the podium at state for shot put with his partner Brandon. So medal champions. I don't think I have any of my other guys here. We have a couple guys. Who is? Avion is on his way. Okay, Avion will be here in just a minute. My 4x8 team made it to state. Kayon's on his way too. Okay, they're fast, but they're not timely. Part of that's on me. I said 6:30. So let me tell this quick story about the 4x8, and then we'll go ahead and announce. And I do have one of my guys here. So our 4x8 team, when I came to Newport last year, we didn't have a 4x8 team. We hadn't had a 4x8 team in Hattie, over 20 years? 12 years. So we had a 4x8 team. We got it together. They did very well. This year they came out, and Avion and Obed are 8th graders. We had Jamison Sawyer, who's a 9th grader. And then we had our fearless leader, Donovan, who's a senior over there. They started the season running this 4x8 at over 10 minutes. That's not a good time in the track world, guys. 10 minutes is not a good time. But it was important that we did it because, again, the 4x8 800 is one of the hardest races on the track. So they came out at a 10-minute mark. We started talking. We kept working. Our goal for the season to be able to compete at regionals was to get it down under 9:30. So one of the last meets before regionals, we went to this meet, and they hate when I tell this story, but I love it. Showed up at this meet, guys, and one of the other team looked at us and said, thank God Newport's here because now we won't be last. That got us going, ma'am. So we dropped down that time. They went out and did the personal best. They got down to a 9:34, which was really impressive. That was fast enough for us to be able to say, okay, we're going to go ahead and run this at regionals. We may not qualify for state this year. We're kind of on the outside looking in. If we get down to 9:20, we may have a shot, guys. So just go out there and do what you can do and do your very best. They went out there and ran a 9:15, which qualified them for state. If you were at that meet, you saw me, I was crying, you would have thought we just won the Olympics. It was a great moment for Newport, and I was so very proud of them. So one of those is Mr. Donovan. Come on up. I'm happy and excited for him at U of L, but I'm also sad because I don't get him back next year. And then Avion and Obed, when they come in a moment, we'll bring them up. And then the last couple people that we had going to state, we had a 4x2 team. One of those people just came in. And very quick story about Mr. Kayon, because it speaks volumes to what kind of character he has. Kayon was an alternate in and out all season long. When we ran at regionals, Kayon actually didn't make it to regionals. He was just this shy of another person that beat him out. However, as we're practicing for state, and I think was it the day before state? Day before state, we found out that one of our qualifiers wasn't going to be able to make it. So I called Kayon and said, hey, buddy, I need you. He was at that track within 10 minutes, doing his thing, working his handoffs, and he went down state where he represented along with Dallas, DeMarco, and Zay in our 4x2. So Kayon Browner. And then we also had Zay Sharp went down for a long jump. He is the state champion along with Shakari in unified, and then he got third place in traditional. And we also had Dallas, who went down to state for a long jump. And then we have another state champion. He went to his very first Reds game tonight, so he is not here. But if you know Mr. Caden Big Dog Lynn, he is our repeat state champion for both shot and disc and adaptive. They're very neat. The best thing about I love Caden. I'm sorry, I get all choked up. Caden was working hard for his goals. When Caden started, it was him and one other wheelchair athlete. This year, there were 4 athletes down there competing at state. So more important than the medals are the fact that Caden, along with Park River at Bellevue, are leading the path for these other athletes to come, which speaks volumes. Caden also got a racing wheelchair this year, so thank you to Newport for that. We set goals for the wheelchair. He didn't quite make it. We weren't quite there yet. We agreed we were going to go ahead and focus on throwing this year, so he will be there, probably a 3-time state champion next year. So good things coming to Newport. Great things for next year. Thank you to everybody that bought a shirt, candy bar, supported us, shared. Our goal has always been and continues to be to put the name of Newport in people's mouths for the right reason, and they certainly did that this year. So thank you, guys.
We really do appreciate all the support from the families and the parents. We could not do this without you all. So your presence today and every day in their academic success and their sports success is priceless. So we thank you all for taking the time out to come to the meeting, to support the students, because again, you are our partners and it takes a team. Teamwork makes the dream work. So thank you so much. And I think we do have one more, so when they come, we will pause the meeting to give them their medals, okay? Because without students, we're out of business, so they are important. So we are moving on. We don't have any old business. New business, we have several items, but they've been explained pretty well. Let's see. Any questions regarding the changes to the, board policies, which were endless, weren't they? There were a lot of changes to the laws, and our policies are based on the law. So when, in Frankfurt, when the legislature changes the laws about education, we have to update our policies to match the changes in the law, because our job as the board is to make sure that the district is ran and operated according to the state laws. And so we had 158 pages of policy changes that we had to review before we can read it, but it's important. And a lot of the changes impact the daily operations of the district. So any questions regarding that? I did have some questions.
No.
I just, there was one about full-time use of the district vehicle, but we don't have anybody that keeps a vehicle 24 hours.
No, we don't have that.
Okay, I didn't think so, Julie. Yeah. Okay. All righty, and then, let's see, I think that was, talked about student-based enterprise. Did you all see that?
Recall that.
Yeah. The one I was very excited about was dyslexia.
I do know that's something that Alderman's on.
Yes.
In terms of working on the procedures and practices here in our district, there's very
You know,
good policy on this.
For years, it was not recognized by the district, by the state. So I was very excited to hear that, that's a game changer for us, because it will help us with students that are not identified with dyslexia, because they weren't identified, we couldn't really service them. But now we'll be able to, and hopefully, address that. And so I think that was it. Yeah, with a lot of good changes and some, well, you know.
Necessary.
Yeah, necessary evils. Any other questions before we take the vote? If not, I need a motion to approve consent agenda items 1 through 20.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor? Aye. Very good. Right. Is our additional students here? Okay.
Yeah. He ought to be smiling. That's worth a smile.
Eighth grade. All right.
Yeah. That's worth a smile. Little did they know, huh?
Congratulations. Thanks for coming. All right,
Come on, Priscilla.
the rest of you guys come back up so we can take pictures of you all as a team.
I tried to bring, and I was bring green in his middle. We're in summer mode, practice in summer mode.
Yeah.
So we.
All right, thank you all so much. I think that concludes our board meeting. We do have what we call an executive session, and that's when we go in to discuss personnel matters. There are certain things the law allows us to discuss in closed session, and that's usually personnel matters or litigation. And tonight, we will be discussing the superintendent's evaluation. So, thank you all. There will be no action taken, which we have to announce because it's a public meeting, but we do not plan to take any action. So, thank you all. You can stay around and wait outside, but.
We take a break. Are we gonna take a break?
Yeah, we can. I need a motion to go into executive session.
So moved. Okay, I thought we did it after. I was gonna